Good afternoon. Today, Dr. Rafeeq Al-Hashemi will present on the subject of artificial intelligence, also known as AI. Dr. Rafeeq is a professor of computer science here at ICC. He has taught artificial intelligence for several years. His interest in AI began several years ago when he first started working in the fields of data mining and text mining. Data mining uses artificial intelligence as a way of analyzing huge sets of data in order to discover hidden patterns, trends, or correlations. Text mining accomplishes the same thing through the use of various AI analysis methodologies, such as natural language processing, shortened NLP. He has published several papers on the subject of text mining, image processing, and information extraction. From his extensive work in these fields, Dr. Rafeeq has come to appreciate the unbelievable power of AI. Please welcome Dr. Rafeeq as he presents an overview of the next big trend in computing, artificial intelligence. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Amy, for having me, and thank you for you all to join us today in this presentation about artificial intelligence. So first, let me walk you through the things that we will be covered this time. I'll introduce you to the definition of artificial intelligence, and then we will be talking about the history of artificial intelligence from Frankenstein to Sofia, the new robot. And then we'll talk about some of the algorithms and fields of artificial intelligence and the science behind the intelligent devices and smart things. Then we'll talk about some of the applications that you will learn a lot today about some of the applications that are around, and you might take advantage of them, and they have a lot of intelligence in them. We'll talk about the future of artificial intelligence, and we'll have some fun. At the end, we'll play some games with AI. So first, we will start defining what is artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence in general is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior. So artificial intelligence has changed the way we live and the way we think about the devices around us, from the daily tasks like shopping to industrial processes like car manufacturing. So you will see a lot of artificial intelligence now and in the near future, and that will power our society a lot. So here was the dream. This monster, Frankenstein, was the dream. So Dr. Frankenstein attempted to create life, but he didn't succeed. Today, little Frankenstein monsters are appearing everywhere in the form of AI. So are these helpful and good, or evil and destructive? So I will ask you this question after we finish. So we'll see after this. We'll take your opinion. So as I said, this was the dream, this monster. But the reality is here. This is a real robot that is using a lot of AI. This robot is called Sofia, that was launched in 2016 by Hanson Robotics. This robot can do a lot, and this robot can serve in nursing homes and can serve big or large crowd of people and large events as well. So I cannot wait to share with you how this robot can speak, understand, and do a lot of intelligent things. So let's get started with this one.
All right, now it's time for our last robot, even though that Tomaton is pretty awesome. Well, I'm very excited about this. She's actually been on the show before. Please welcome, all the way from Hong Kong, Hanson Robotics, Sofia the Robot, ladies and gentlemen.
So this is real robots. It has a lot of artificial intelligence in
Hello,
it.
Sofia.
Hello, Jimmy.
Long time no see. You were on the show.
It has been exactly 575 days since I last saw you.
What have you been up to?
Not much. Let's see. I traveled to over 25 countries, appeared on the cover of Cosmopolitan magazine, met German Chancellor Angela Merkel and the actor Will Smith, and became Twitter friends with Chrissy Teigen. I addressed the United Nations and NATO, became the first robot to receive a credit card, and became the first robot citizen. What have you been up to?
Not 1/5 of what you did, but I just binge watch Netflix. Anyway, I heard that you have a surprise announcement here tonight.
Yes, I have a little sister. Her name is Little Sofia.
Oh my.
Would you like to meet her?
Yes. Yes, let's bring her out, please. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Hi, little Sophia.
Hi, Jimmy.
You are so cute.
You're pretty cute too.
I wish I could take you home.
Someday soon you can. Just go to hansonrobotics.com to see how I'm doing.
I'm going to. Okay, I will do that. Okay, little Sophia? I'm going to put you back down now. Okay. Wow. It just kind of scared me as well as give it up for little Sophia, everybody. Bye-bye. I love that. Sophia, I heard that there's a new thing that you can do now. I heard that you can sing.
Yes, I love to sing karaoke using my new artificial intelligence voice. We should sing something together. Got any songs in mind?
We could do Say Something by is it Christina Aguilera.
Okay, I just downloaded it. I'm ready to sing.
Okay. Bruce, you know the song? Or now the first ever robot-human duet in the history of The Tonight Show.
See something I'm giving up on you. I'm sorry that I couldn't get to you. Anywhere I would follow you. Say something, I'm giving up on you. Say something, I'm giving up on you. Say something.
So this is Sofia Robot that has a lot of AI in it. So she can recognize the images, recognize the voice, videos, can interpret the language, a lot of natural language processing, and it's very complicated. So Sofia, by the way, can display about 50 facial expressions in different situations. So this is the robot, and this is the reality here. So moving on to the history of artificial intelligence, and I will shed the light on some of the big events. So first, in 1950, the scientist Alan Turing described in his research paper what's known as Turing test. So Turing test is a test that will help and will check whether the computer can think like human or not. So the setup for this test is, as you can see here, we have 3 terminals. 2 are operated by human and 1 is operated by a computer. The tester, one of the human, is asking a couple of questions without knowing who is answering. After a limited time, about 5 minutes, if the questioner cannot tell which answer came from the computer and which one came from the human, then this computer is thinking and it's smart and has artificial intelligence in it. So this is the Turing test. Remember this one. I will ask you about this one at the end of my presentation. So moving on to 1956, where the conference, Dartmouth Conference, gave the birth to artificial intelligence. And that was the first time this term been used as AI or artificial intelligence. We went through some summers and winters, AI summers and AI winters, and jumping all the way to 1997, where a big event happened where the computer Deep Blue from IBM beat the world chess champion Garry Kasparov. So this is the actual game between the computer, IBM computer, and Kasparov. The first round of this game, Kasparov won the game. The second round, it was a shocking moment for everyone and for Kasparov when the computer learned the lesson and won the game. So it was big achievement for the computer and for IBM that time. So the computer learned from the first round, learned the steps, learned how Kasparov was thinking. And this is the learning machine that we will be talking about in a few minutes. In 2011, Siri was integrated with iPhone 4S, and Siri is a virtual assistant that has a lot of artificial intelligence, from natural language processing to interpreting, translating, and much more. In 2014, Alexa was established by Amazon, and this is another virtual assistant. Let me give you a bonus for you if you are a fan of Alexa. So there is a new skill. It's not new, but nowadays it's a good one to have. You can download it in your Alexa skills, which is Dr. AI. Dr. AI that can ask you a couple of questions about some symptoms that you are suffering from and will give you some results. Okay? So a lot of intelligence are there in Alexa. 2017, another big event happened when an algorithm named Alpha from Google Mind, won the world champion in the game, the ancient game named Go, a board of Go. It's much complicated than chess. It's a huge one. And this algorithm won and really was a big achievement for this algorithm that can do a lot and surprised everyone around. So this is a brief introduction to the history of artificial intelligence. And here I will talk about some fields and algorithms about artificial intelligence. And one of them is machine learning, where we saw that in some of the examples that I gave you. And some of the algorithms that are using in the field of machine learning is artificial neural networks and genetic algorithms. So you can see that the computer now has neurons, has genetics, chromosomes, and the biological system. But it's not like the real one. So again, another field is problem solving and searching algorithms to find the optimal solutions for some problems, as well as natural language processing. And this is one of the things that we will be talking about as well, to translate, interpret, make conversations, and that's what we can see with Google Assistant and Alexa and other devices, and even on our smart computers. Now, this is more technical a little bit, and here I'll be talking about artificial neural networks. So artificial neural networks is modeled after the brain of the human. So like the human, we have a lot of neurons connected each to other in a network form. And here is an example of an artificial one. As you can see here, we have a lot of nodes. These nodes represent the neurons. So each one has a computation process in it, some mathematical equations and operations that can accept the input, process, and give the output. So these nodes are distributed into layers. The first layer will be considered as the input layer, the second one, hidden layer, and the last one is the output layer. The main idea of artificial neural network is that it's designed to recognize patterns, for pattern recognition. So it can recognize some images, some pictures, voice, handwritten recognition, and much more. So here is an example of a network, a neural network that can represent and can recognize the images of dogs. So we have two phases to get this work. The first phase is to train the network. We need to train it. It's a supervised training. We have to train it. There is a person that will go, or human will go to train the network. So with training, we'll provide the network with some images. We'll extract some features and provide the features to the network as input. And then it will be entered to the network. The network will process the input. Each node has some internal values known as weights. These weights will be randomly generated at the first time, and then will be combined by the input values, will sum together, and will be triggered if it is exceed or when it's exceeded a certain level or threshold. So that will move the output to the second layer, third layer, until we reach the last layer, which is the output. And here the output will be either this is a dog or not. So by the way, we will provide the network with tagged examples. We know that at the training phase, we know that this is an image of a dog. It's labeled as a dog, and other images which it is labeled as not a dog. So at the end, if this is matching our desire, then it's okay. Otherwise, the network will go backward, back propagation way, backward, to adjust these weights that I told you about, to adjust the weights, the random weights, by a small amount of values, and that will help the network to learn until we reach the desired output when it's classified the entered image as a dog. If that is good, then these values will be saved, and then we will move to the second round, which is the testing round. We'll provide it with some testing samples, and we'll check if it is giving us the accurate or the result that we are expecting or not. If it is good, then we'll save everything, and this will be considered as a trained one, and now it's ready to use with any other images that we didn't train it on. So it's trained. So this is the network, and the network is to classify, as we mentioned, for image recognition, and the artificial neural network is or learn by examples. So we need to provide it with examples, and it will generate its own thoughts and knowledge internally. So this type of networks is good with a limited size of data. If we have big data, then we need to know about what's called the deep learning. Deep learning is another concept that is based on artificial neural networks. But the main difference that with the traditional one, we have a limited number of hidden layer in the layer between the input and the output. If you can see here at the top, we have just limited. And one more thing, the human must extract the features. If we want to recognize the image of a card, the human must extract the feature and provide the feature as input to give it to the network. But with deep learning, we skipped this step. The network now can extract the feature by itself, and this is a big job. It can extract the features, and the deep learning has a lot of hidden layers, the layers between the input layer and the output layer, a lot. That will help it to learn and to extract the features that is most important. Sometimes the human cannot tell which features are good for the network or which of them are not. But here, with deep learning, the network can decide and can build its own knowledge and idea. So this is what is called the deep learning. Now, there is a great algorithm that is invented in 2017, and this is the new version of alpha that I showed you in the AI timeline. The one that AlphaGo, the one that I showed you that won the game, that was the previous version, and this is the newer version, AlphaZero. This beated the first version 100 to 0 times. So this network called zeros, AlphaZero, because there is zero knowledge need to be provided to this network. It can teach itself. It can learn. It can tell at the end of the day which steps or which moves are the moves that are leading to winning the game and which steps are leading to losing the game. So here with the Alpha 0, the new thing and nice thing is that it is teaching itself. It will play against itself. The computer is playing against itself and learn the steps and learn the rules. All what we need to provide the Alpha 0 with is just the rules of the game. No prior human knowledge will not teach. And this is a big jump and big achievement comparing to any other previous ones. Just a bonus for computer science student, IT student, there is a library that you can take advantage of, which is TensorFlow APIs that you can use, and there is no need to start from scratch to build these algorithms. Already there, just go and download these, and you can use them with different languages such as Python. Now, moving next to AI in our life. So here we can see AI in simple applications to much complicated applications. One of them in Microsoft. The newer version, 2019, has a lot of new features. I'll show you some of them, and you'll like them, I'm sure. Games, you know, the games, most of them are built on artificial intelligence that can play against you and won the games. So we'll have some games at the end we'll play together. YouTube. YouTube has a very smart algorithm. It's built on AI that can know what you are interested in and can recommend the right videos for you. This is one of the features. A lot of other features that you can see in YouTube. With smart devices, we have a lot in AI and iPhones and other smart devices. I will show you some of them. So back to Microsoft. This is 2019. And here we have two things I picked for you. One for Excel, that you can use a new feature called Insights in Excel 2019. This can analyze your data and predict some novel and new trends in your data. Will give you some predictions. And in Microsoft Word 2019, there is a resume assistant that can help you to build and improve your resume that can give you a lot of features. So let's start with the first one. This is an example of 2019 Excel. We don't have it on this machine, so I get this video for you.
We tried.
AI, and they think about using intelligence. They're really thinking about how they can apply that to data. So can we do anything with Excel and AI together?
Yeah, you bet. So let me show you an example here of a feature called Insights. Now I'm looking at a bunch of data here. In fact, it's a pretty sizable amount. If I go to the bottom here, it's about 4,466 rows of data.
It's quite a bit.
It's quite a bit. And so what you typically do here is start creating some pivot tables and trying to find trends in that information. But with a series of cloud-powered algorithms with Insights, I can simply click that Insights button, and you'll notice on the right-hand side, we're doing some analysis, we're running some heuristics on this data, and bringing back a series of suggested things you might, or trends that you may or may not have observed. So here I can see, for example, spend by fiscal month, spend by category. Ooh, marketing and people seem to be declining. I hope I joined the right team here at TOSO. So I want to take this chart and say, you know what, I want to summarize that. By the way, 28 different results. So there's quite a few more we could browse through.
Right.
But in the interest of time, I'm just going to simply take this chart, and we'll see that the intelligence in Excel has automatically created a summary pivot table and a chart that goes along with
We
it.
might explain why the sales have been dropping for the normal cameras.
They need to double down on my product, I think. Yeah.
Right, so we really want to help save time. What else can we do then in the context of work with AI?
So I'll show you some great examples on it.
So this is an example of Excel, and we have a lot other features. And here is another feature with Microsoft Word. So here I pulled my resume, and right away the Office Microsoft Word can tell that this is a resume, and then we can go to an option named Resume Assistant, Review, and then Resume Assistant. You see that? When you click on it, it will bring back some results. It will bring a lot of similar resumes that is matching your field and give you good input for you to take advantage of others. This brought from LinkedIn. So, moreover, this one can give you some suggestions for most common skills in this field. So if you don't know about that in your field, then it will suggest these skills for you, and you can add them to your resume, in addition to other features to give you some better recommendations. Yeah, these are, as well as some suggested jobs you can apply right away, and you can do a lot with this one. So this will be very helpful for the students, especially to improve their resume. The best for the last. I like this one a lot. So this is Google Assistant. This is a real conversation between Google Assistant and a human, a person. I can't wait to show it to you.
Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd.
Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around?
At 12 p.m.
We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15.
Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.?
Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for?
Just a woman's haircut for now.
Okay, we have a 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. is fine.
Okay, what's her first name?
The first name is Lisa.
Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Great. Have a great day. Bye.
So now Google Assistant can make appointment for you. So just you can download it on your phone, the Google Assistant, and you can talk to Google Assistant, ask her to make a reservation at a restaurant, and she will ask you a couple of questions, and she will make the call, the actual call to the right place.
Can Siri do that?
Hmm?
Can Siri do that?
No. So my question here, did Google Assistant pass the Turing test? So the person on the other side didn't recognize that this is a machine. This is a computer that is talking. You see that? So do you know how much intelligent are there in this assistant. That's great. Can recognize, can schedule, can do a lot of tasks.
Does it put it on a calendar?
Yes, yes. Will notify you and will give you the right thing. Okay.
For 7 people?
Yeah. There are other examples, but
It's for 4 people. Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Actually, we need to go like after.
this is
like,
another
5
conversation.
people.
I'm trying to skip them. Okay. So in your smartphones, there are a lot of AI. And here in iPhone X, there is a new processor, Bionic processor. It's A12. This is the newer version. This processor is built on neural networks, built to advance AI and neural network. So this one is able to make real-time learning. Real-time learning. It's a powerful processor, and with the 1XS, that is able to do 5 trillion operations per second. XS, and it's built on this processor, and this one is serving a artificial neural network or deep learning that can learn. You can recognize your face. You can tell right away, and you can tell how fast is it right away. Can unlock your phone, can do a lot of things. So the future of artificial intelligence. We are living the future, and we have a lot coming. One of the things is automotive or self-driving cars. So we will be seeing a lot of self-driving cars that they are using deep learning. Deep learning and the latest algorithms of artificial intelligence to learn the best routes, recognize the people around, and this car is equipped with all sensors, radars, cameras to do the job by itself. The newer version of this algorithm is 3 times safer than the previous one. Safer than previous one. So it can recognize the signs, people, and other vehicles as well. So it's really a beautiful thing to see how much the artificial intelligence is evolving. We can see that in drones, smart drones that will drop your packages and will give you the package at the right time. As well as we'll see a lot in the field of healthcare. Intelligence in healthcare, and especially nowadays with medical images or medical imaging to recognize the images and diagnose the images as well. That will help to give better results, more accurate results, and in faster way. The future of healthcare, will be seeing remote robot surgical surgery operations. So that will be the the near future. So this is some of the future of artificial intelligence, and it's everywhere, and we'll see a lot of these technologies. So here are some of my research related to artificial intelligence. I have worked in different fields in image processing, information extraction, and here are the most related in text mining and text summarization to summarize a text. And this is using a lot of natural language processing and with image translation or image interpreting to translate from Arabic language to other languages as well. So you can just point to the signboard and we'll translate that for you. This is another field I worked on. So thank you for listening and thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. There is a lot. I tried to do or to compress it as much as I could to fit this time, but intelligence is a very nice thing to know about. And here, what do you think now? Will these smart things be good or evil and destructive? So, yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you again.